you're on.
Oh boy, I've been waiting all year to do this, actually, if you can believe it or not. At least 6 months since the real life get together. Look, I'm going to be all over the place tonight. I promise you it'll be worth it. First of all, we have a birthday girl in TeamSpeak. Happy birthday to Punky. Happy 30th birthday. Grats on making
Happy
it 30
birthday.
years.
Happy
You,
birthday,
Happy
Punky.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
you have reached level 30.
Woo! Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try to, as I give some of this information, I'm going to try to kind of slow it down a little bit. We know how well that's going to work. Wendell's going to try to keep up with pictures, so bear with me on this, bear with him. First of all, or second of all, we have the return of the Grievance newsletter. How many of y'all have missed the Grievance newsletter?
Mimi.
Yay!
Yay, awesome.
As many of you know, Liette's had a baby, Chase, and he is a ball of energy. Accompanied that with her being busy with work and QuestCon. It's just a really lot. Sky has offered to step up. She has actually completed a preliminary newsletter. It's a newsletter. It's just a, hey, this is a newsletter. Look for it to come out once every 3 months, and I will be emailing it out to everybody. If you're registered for the newsletter, if you're not going to see it. Well, you may on the forums, but if you're registered for the newsletter, you will get it in the next couple days. It takes a lot to mail these things out, but we do have an emailer program, so we can do it. Other thing I want to go over real quick is GTGN, Grievance Total Gaming Network. There'll be some links provided somewhere here roundaboutly. And GTGN is kind of like our media branch to Civilization outside of Grievance. It's designed to be a one-stop shop for gaming. We are going to be concentrating on it a lot this year. Look for a lot of things coming out on that. It is an amazing site put together by some amazing people. And if you want to contribute to it, if you're a blogger, if you're a streamer, if you just want to write something, a review about a game, get up with Marissa and she will get you going on that. It is a really cool site. Another announcement I want to make is we posted it on the forums and the news and announcements. We are putting together a web team. If you are a website guru and you like doing stuff on websites and you want to help out with Grievance on our many websites, then please go to the news and announcements section of our forums, post your interest there. We will be getting with you soon. One of the things we have planned right now, and I'm not going into it and I'm not taking suggestions, but one of the things we have planned right now is by the end of the year, you will see a rework of the Grievance site and the Grievance forums, in theory. We have a gentleman who I am intentionally going to remain nameless because I don't want him pestered and bugged, but he has figured a way to transfer over everything from our forums onto a new forums, and he is actually working on that as we speak. So look for a forum change soonish and look for a site revamp coming up by the end of the year. We're excited about this. It's been 5 years. We know the site's outdated, and we've heard y'all, and I think you're going to like what we come up with. I got a little list here. Then I'll sit here and drool for y'all. Another project. We talked about finishing what we started. We talked about, there's a bunch of projects that we're going to continue and we're going to discontinue if they didn't go off last year. We have those listed in the newsletters. A couple ones I want to talk about and highlight real quick is you'll be happy to know that the Recipe Initiative by Shaira is very close to being done, as well as you heard Sky, the OTP program. Both of these projects are in full swing. They're doing really good. So look for these to be finished by the end of the year. Kudos to Jack Ray. He literally sent Shaira how many? Like 80 recipes? It was a lot. It was a lot of recipes. It really kickstarted everything. There has been a few changes in the direction of it, but there's a lot of cool recipes there, and I think as gamers, you're going to absolutely love them. If you like food, you're really going to like what comes out of this. I like food. I know some of y'all do. I've talked to y'all. Bacon explosions, all that other nice, neat stuff. But that's out there too. Another project we're working on is we'll be looking to strengthen our connection with gaming companies out there. So look for something, an announcement on that soon. We work at Grievance is a massive organization. We work with a lot of gaming companies that y'all don't know about. Some of them you do. So look for an announcement on how we're going to kind of focus in this direction a little bit. It's really exciting. I think y'all will really, really be excited about it. Oh yeah, we got something coming in June, don't we? What is that again?
Get together.
Heck yeah!
Glenn Groves' yearly trip.
Groves' yearly trip to the States. First of all, I'm going to get this out of the way. I don't care where you live. If distance is a problem, I implore you to get up with Grooves and explain to him why you can't make it because of distance. Because Mr. Grooves flies in from Australia every year. There's no excuse after that. Anyway, look, we have rented an unbelievable house for the get-together. It is amazing. No, it's not a house. It's a castle. And it is amazing. And you can see it up in the top corner of Twitch right now. Oh my God, it's huge. It's 18,000 square foot. It is unbelievably huge. We are going to put on the best get-together Grievance has ever seen. Ever seen. It is going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have our roundtable discussions, of course. We're going to be cooking nonstop. We've made a few changes this year. We'll post some links in TeamSpeak and Twitch here soon where you can register. Ticket prices are really, really, really cheap. Literally the only thing it doesn't include is your travel, your hotel, and your meal for the guild leader meeting on Thursday. I think it's Thursday night or Friday afternoon. I can't remember what day it is. But there's that. Go to that link. It is amazing. We had 81 people last year show up. We're expecting well over 100 this year. It is an amazing event. If you ever wanted to meet the leadership of Grievance, the people you game with on a daily or weekly basis, then come to this get-together. It is literally life-changing. Unbelievable. And this is where good stories come from. But we're going to have a few moments of silence in TeamSpeak. And Mr. Wendell, for everybody, please play the video again. All right, man. That was amazing, wasn't it? Holy crap. And I know some of y'all are in TeamSpeak and you're like, wow, there's a moment of silence there. And you can find this video by that link that was posted. It's the whole video's there. Start at the 15-minute mark, and you'll see the house we had last year, and then it will show the video we just showed. And look, you do not want to miss this get-together. This is going to be the most awesome get-together yet. And this is something we do every year. This is number 15 or 16. It's really just an amazing get-together. You know, but that's not all we're doing, because we're going to do another State of Grievance address next January. We're going to do another get-together, and then we're going to roll in to another project we talked about beginning of the year, and that is QuestCon. Yes, QuestCon. QuestCon is being put on. Sorry about that. QuestCon is going to be an amazing convention. We've rented the whole Mobile Convention Center, and we're going to put on a huge convention. It's a multi-genre convention, heavily influenced by gaming. We will have tournaments there. We will have guests there. We will have things to do. We have some really exciting things to where it's going to be like a huge overarching theme that will not only be for the convention and the pre-events that we have scheduled the year plus before the convention, but it will stretch out among multiple conventions that we do in the future. It is literally 100,000 square foot of vendor space. It comes out to be like almost 200,000 square foot of meeting and vendor room space, and it is amazing. But we promised everybody that tonight we would make an announcement, and we want to announce our very first guest. We want to announce Mrs. Gigi Egley. Now, I don't know if you know who Gigi is. We are proud and excited to have her at QuestCon. She starred in Farscape. She's been in a whole bunch of different shows. She did voiceovers for her character Chiana in the Farscape game. We actually got to meet her at TriCon last year, and she is just an unbelievably nice person. And that's one thing we are really concentrating on with the guest at QuestCon, is we're going to bring you some amazing guests. We're going to bring you some voice talents. We're going to bring you some actors and actresses that you've known, some YouTube personalities. But you can bet that they're going to be good people, because in Grievance, we preach family, honor, and loyalty, and we are looking for people that literally embody that. And after we got a chance to meet Miss Egley,
User left your channel.
It was spot on. We knew that she was right for this convention, and we are so looking forward to having her next year. It is going to be amazing. You don't want to miss this convention. We will be announcing more guests. Yeah, we actually have more guests. We will be announcing more guests between now and October 2017 next year. Make plans to be in Mobile October 20th through 22nd. If you want to volunteer, we'll have a way people can volunteer. If you just want to come and show up, come show up. Of course, Grievance members are going to get a discount there. Absolutely. It is just, man, can you believe how far we have come as an organization? You know, a little over 15 years ago, and some of you have heard the story. I notice a lot of member signs in here, so a lot of you haven't heard the story. For some of you, this is going to be, oh, he's going into this again, but you know what? So be it. A little over 15 years ago, a small group of us got together from different guilds. A lot of us were in a different guild, and we were in a game that many of you may have heard of called Farscape. Or just Farscape, sorry, I read Twitch. Called EverQuest.
Had me there.
Hey! Called EverQuest. And we weren't happy with the way things were going. We wanted to have a raid guild, and So we formed Grievance, and in the beginning it was actually quite painful, to be honest with you. You wouldn't know it by the almost 300 people in TeamSpeak right now and the 10,000 plus site members we have, but it seemed like for every 2 members that joined Grievance, we lost one. So it was like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It, kind of like doing the shuffle for quite a long time. And then we discovered we're not really a hardcore raid guild. It's people had jobs, we had family, and it became important to us to concentrate on the members instead of the goals, if that makes any sense. So we made the decision that, you know what, we can raid and still have a life too. So the true Grievance was actually born a couple months after it was actually formed. And God, Trass and Kukos will argue with you and some of the other founders, but we didn't see this. We didn't see this at all. But I wouldn't trade it for the world, and neither would anybody else. It's such an amazing organization, and we started out in just EverQuest, and then we jumped into Star Wars Galaxies, where it was a huge community, and y'all know the player community in Star Wars Galaxies. It's unparalleled to any game that's been out since then. And Grievance grew, and then we went into EverQuest 2, and then all of a sudden we had a second guild. All of a sudden a WoW guild, actually it was a Vanguard guild to begin with, that kind of poofed pretty fast, but it was a second guild, it was a WoW guild, and then we had 2 guilds. And it's like, oh, well, this is pretty cool. And then all of a sudden we had an Aeon guild, and we had 3 guilds, and we're like, we need to do something here, because there's a couple games coming out like Rift that's going to be big, and people who played EverQuest 2 didn't necessarily want to jump ship and leave EverQuest 2, and people who played WoW didn't want to jump ship and leave WoW, and it's like, we got to pull this all together and make it into an organization. So the council was formed, and an overall governing body for Grievance that would help direct Grievance to the goals that Grievance had, whether they be in game or out of game. And a gentleman who stops in on our Facebook every once in a while, Yilskin, took my 15 pages of charter and turned it into the beautiful document that you read as the overall organizational charter. And it was great. It was awesome. And all of a sudden, we went into more games and did more things. And somewhere along the line, we decided to get the hell out of my house for the get-togethers and actually start renting cool places. And it just, everything's just progressed, and it is humbling. It is really humbling, because if you would have asked me 15 years ago if I would be sitting here giving a speech to hundreds of people and thousands of people, I saw that, Doc, hundreds of people and thousands of people that will eventually see this video, I would have laughed at you. I really would have. It's very humbling. It to see Memo when he joined in Rift, and immediately, me and him started talking, and now he's the council president, and Marissa, who's doing such a great job with the media and marketing, and to watch Patrick grow like he's grown over the years, and of course Liette, I feel like Liette's, I've known her forever. And such an integral part of the organization. Lolaine, who is by far, no offense to y'all's other guild leaders, but she is the absolute wisest guild leader we have. And if you're a guild leader and have an issue, you go to Lolaine, because she's got it going on, and she will help you. Hell, I go to Lolaine. But, we are set up to do so many great things in the future, and it's really, really hard to describe the picture that I have in my head, because the convention is just a step. It's just another step to keep on progressing and moving on and building Grievance. It's literally just it's another step. It's, you know, one day we might even have our own property where we buy it and we have our get-togethers on that property, and we have it's set up how we want to set it up. And I don't know if we'll build an 18,000 square foot house, because God, that looks expensive. But we will build something, and it will be a place that we can go and meet every year, and we don't have to pay. You don't want to know how much we paid for this house, but we don't have to pay huge amounts of money, and we can just say, look, it's on us. As long as you got the travel and possible hotel room, you know, just come and join us for a weekend. By that time, get together probably be a week long. Who knows? But do it now. Yeah, sure, Kai. You know, but it's just amazing what we can do. All this started back even before the council was formed, when a group of us got together and we said, you know, it was actually one of the smaller get-togethers at my house. And there were about 20 of us, 24 of us here, and I don't even think there's 24. There's about 20 of us from around the nation, and we met for a get-together. It was actually one of the smaller get-togethers, and something that had been bugging me for so long, I just kind of voiced it, and it was like, why can we get together in a game from people from all walks of life, nationality, religions, culture, and we can come together and do great things like downing new boss mobs and running groups and having these awesome meetings? Why can't we do this in life? What's to keep us as a gaming organization from taking that extra step and doing great things in well, you know, the real world, you know, doing stuff in the real world as well? And so we started talking about this, and it went from just an idea to like, hey, we can do this and we can do that, and all of a sudden some of these things are actually happening. It's really cool to see, and you know, great things happen with small groups of people. And of course, you know, I'm from the U.S., so, you know, one of the things I like to talk about, and there's many stories I like to tell, but, you know, when America was formed, it was a small group of people who had big ideas and could see the future down the road of what these 13, which were mostly independent colonies, could eventually be and accomplish and achieve. And I like to look at Grievance kind of like that, like each of our guilds and embassies are states, and, you know, we're bringing them all together and we're achieving great things. No, we're not starting our own country. Can you imagine the headache with that? No.
Still president?
That's reaching a little bit. But, you know, so every great idea starts off in somebody's head, and that's why I love it when somebody comes to me and they PM me or catch me in TeamSpeak and they say, Steel, I got an idea, and I'm like, what is it? You know, I want to hear it, because we don't have the monopoly on ideas. All y'all have ideas, and if you got great ideas, come to us, bring them to us and say, I got an idea, what do you think about it? And it may be like, you know, hey, we've tried this before, put another spin on it, let's take a look at it. Or maybe like getting hit with a damn stun spell, and it's like, whoa, why haven't I heard of this before? You know, everything starts with great ideas. I mean, long ago when, you know, people were wearing dinosaur clothes, somebody thought of a wheel. I see that, Wendell. Not cool. Wendell's apparently playing Hello Kitty online. But, you know, so long, yeah. Long ago, somebody thought of making a wheel, and now we got cars and airplanes and everything like that. And a long time ago, somebody looked up at the sky and they said, and they saw a bird flying overhead, and they're like, man, what would it be like? What would it be like to reach up there and get up there and soar like soar like the eagle or soar like the birds, get up there and fly. So the Wright brothers created this really weird looking contraption. And from reading history, they weren't even sure it was going to fly, but by God, it flew. And now we got supersonic jets that I was reading an article on Yahoo yesterday, Yahoo News, and they're talking about private jets that they're developing that are going to be able to go from the U.S. to Europe in under an hour. And that just blows my mind, because it was only in the 1908, was it 08? 1908, and was our first flight. So it's only been a little over a century, and we're talking about traversing the Atlantic in less than an hour. That's crazy, but it all started with an idea. And then, not too long ago, it was before I was born, but I know we got people in the channel like Cedar and a couple others that are a lot older than I am. Somebody looked up at the stars and they said, man, I want to go up there. What is up there? And they looked at the moon and they said, we can do this. Why? What's to stop us from taking a small amount of people and flinging them up there and seeing if they stick and hopefully come back down? And so we decided we're going to reach for the stars, and the Apollo mission was born, and it went up there, and we landed men on the moon, and we brought them back. And all that started with somebody, I guarantee you it started with somebody looking up at the stars and saying, why not? Why can't we do that? And look at the internet. I mean, we're sitting here talking with each other from all around the world. We have people in channel from Norway, Australia, Canada, the United States, and many, many other countries. And we are all in a common channel in TeamSpeak. And y'all are all watching my ugly mug on Twitch. I'm even watching my ugly mug on Twitch. And that's like something straight out of Star Trek. But it came from somewhere. Somebody said, why can't we do this? And now we have instantaneous communication with anybody we want, large groups of people. It is crazy. And I wouldn't have seen this. This was Star Trek growing up. Star Trek reruns actually growing up. That people were talking simultaneously long distance on a view screen. Who would have thought? But they all start with ideas. So we set out not long ago in the grand scheme of things and said, we're going to do great things as an organization. And we're going to do it. Why? Because that's what we do. We do great things. Come big or go home, because this is what we do. Why do we have get-togethers? Because this is what we do. Why do we have these state of grievance addresses? Because this is what we do. Why are we doing a convention? Because it's what we do. We don't know how to stop. We're going to do big things. We're going to keep on progressing grievance. And it's just a step. Just a small step. Well, convention's a large step, but just a step in the overall things we are going to accomplish in the future. And that is because this is what we do. So I challenge each and every one of you, to come to the get-together, to come meet everybody, to come meet the council, to come meet your guild leaders, to come meet your fellow people you want to play with. I challenge everybody to come to the get-together, but most of all, I challenge you to come up with the next great idea, because we are only now just getting started. We are only now rolling like we want to roll, and we're not done yet. We won't be done for decades, because this is what we do. Y'all have a great night. 2016 is going to be an unbelievable year. Don't miss out on it.
Hoorah!
Peace. Huzzah!
I'll see you all at the get-together.
User
Damn
left
Why'd
your
you say that
channel.
all silently? He was being
Yeah.
dark and mysterious.
I'll be
Dark mysterious, Mr. Twist.
User left your channel.
Kind of sounded like Batman.
You'll see a lot of the Final Fantasy folks.
User left your
Kind of how
channel.
he sounds.